So I'll open up tonight by saying that it was such a tremendous atmosphere to see the kids here for Education Day. I think it's a great cause. I think the superintendent does a fantastic job of organizing that. I want to send a special shout out to all of the bus drivers because we know they provide that service for free. And we want to encourage more people to come. Maybe we need to get some type of big raffle for them, $500 pot. Every driver that comes, they can put their name in the pot, and if they win, they get to go home with $500, and they did provided a good service. But we got to come up with something. But all in all, we won the game. I'm pleased that we won, but I'm not satisfied with how we won. It's time for us to start putting this thing together, and I know we're still going through our growing pains with 10 new players. I'm ready to change the conversation. Instead of me saying, oh, we have 10 new players and we're working on our cohesiveness, I'm ready to say we are primed and ready. We're running like the machine that I know that we can be on both the offensive and the defensive side of the ball. But all in all, pleased. Not pleased with 21 turnovers. Pleased with the fact that we out-rebounded them, but I feel like it could have been better. I'm not pleased with the fact that they had more possessions than us in the game, because usually we tend to have 20 possessions more than our opponents. But the 21 turnovers is the thing that probably shot us in the foot from achieving that goal.
Coach, you did manage to lead for 35 minutes today, and you held them to just 2 points in the second. Can you talk about that second quarter and just outscoring them 15-2?
Yeah, I think the second quarter was more so about us just getting back to the basics. What's the scouting report? What's our personnel? And who's doing their job? And are we doing it as a unit? You know, if everyone's locked and loaded and they're concentrating at a high rate and communicating at an even higher rate, then we can really be stymieing for our opponents. And that second quarter showed that. To hold them to 2 points with the aggressiveness and the movement that they have offensively, I tip my hat off to what we did on the defensive end in that quarter.
Coach, another part of your game today, another strong effort at the free throw line. 77.8% in the fourth to close it out, 66.7% for the game. Can you just talk about our girls making their shots?
Yeah, big time difference from last year's stats, right?
Right,
we were trying to get to 50%. But it's pleasing to know that we are stepping up to the line, whether it's a pressurized situation or not, depending upon time scoring situation, we are knocking it down. That's always a pleasant sight for a coach, and it's free points. And to get those, it's a morale booster. To not get them, it can kind of suck the energy out of the team, like the same way you miss a layup in transition by yourself. Kind of just sucks the energy out of you a little bit. I'm glad to see that this is a category that we're taking care of this year, and it's going to come in big time for us when we're in close situations.
Another big category that's different this year is we're winning the battle on the glass. Lady to your left here led us tonight, and really it's been almost a different player each night, but can you talk about, you know, those second chance opportunities and getting the offensive rebounds?
Yeah, so that our rebounding abilities on the defensive end, it is the end result of our first initial line of defense on the defensive end. We want to finish the play with the box out so that we can get the rebound so that we can run. Defend, rebound, run is our mantra, and that rebounding aspect allows us to open up the floor and get transition looks, or we can flow into secondary or get into sets and attack mismatches. But Brenda, in particular, that's probably something that's underrated in her game. She is such a smart player. She's such a skilled player. And then to add the cherry on the top, she can shoot the ball. And then she can attack you off the bounce. When we saw that she was available within the transfer portal, you know, during her time at UTEP, she killed us when we played them there. But now that she's here, we love the fact that we get all of that in her as a player, and then her ability to just go in there and root herself, take up space, and go and grab rebounds with two. She has some tremendous hands, good soft touch, where she creates second offense for us or for herself. So I'm happy to see that we have more than just Simone Cunningham that can get in there and get that job done on the glass.
Brenda, good night for you. 20 minutes, 3 for 5 from the floor, 2 for 3 at the line. You led the team in rebounds with 11, and you just missed out on the double-double with 8 points. But I want to ask you what it's like to play in this kind of environment with all the kids. You know, it's kind of hard to hear at times, your teammates, but what did you appreciate about all the kids coming out to watch you guys today?
Well, it's not an issue for us to communicate because we work on that in practice. We always say, like, be ready for when there's a lot of people in the gym. So we try to communicate as loud as we can and to talk continuously. Even when you're not involved in an action, you still have to communicate. Other than that, in the offensive end and defensive end, I feel like the energy was way higher. Maybe sometimes, like, they had a turnover and it was not caused by us, but they will still cheer for us. And that feels good. It's just like, energy is always good for us, so it felt good.
Coach, only one for me. First off, congratulations on the win.
Thank
You now have an 11-day break from now until Elon. So what are you telling your team from now, Thanksgiving in between? What are you telling them to stay ready for Elon?
The thing that I will continuously say to them, and we spoke on it in the locker room, is we're not satisfied. And people still have to challenge themselves and work on their games. If you're going to come and play for ODU women's basketball, you're going to be a two-way player. We don't have one-dimensional players where they only play on the offensive end and they take plays off defensively. No, you're going to eat, and we're going to cook on both ends of the floor. We want you to get in your bag offensively, but we want you to lock up and be tenacious defensively. So they're going to have to work on watching film, understanding what's going on with them in certain moments of the game mentally. Have that conversation, honest conversations with themselves to say, is it fatigue or is it just lack of focus? And now once they have that conversation, they're to seek me out, and now we can have an extended conversation about all of those things. So the 11-day gap between now and when we play again, it's going to be a lot of intimate work that's being done for each individual to sit in front of the mirror and take an honest assessment of their play up to this point, us breaking things down for the team, for them to view it. And because we're still a new team and we're coming together, 10 players, we're going to do more team bonding things during this time to help us to just reinforce anything that could be a potential crack in our foundation later. We're going to shore all of that up. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.